Well, it looks like I'm stuck on a long-ass space ride. Where was I? Oh yeah, here. Can you believe I didn't even talk about how good the action scenes and overall animation in this series is? It resembles anime, which admittingly often has much better action scenes than Western animation. But the way anime uses its animation budget is that most of it goes to the action scenes and there's minimal effort to lip sync. In anime, there's often only a mouth open and mouth closed segment and nothing moves around it. This makes it doable to make an abridged series with anime because lip syncing is really not hard. By contrast, animation budgets of Western animations is more dispersed. When characters talk, it resembles characters talking more realistically, with other movement and more lip flap animation, and when characters fight, it's not quite as beautiful. Teen Titans went and used a huge amount of its budget on animation. The action scenes look like action scenes from anime, as I've already mentioned. It even comes with speed lines. However, because Western animation has a standard for lip movements too, there's quite a bit spent on that. The result of this is not being able to afford that many voice actors, which is why Terra's arc was so underdeveloped. They didn't have the budget to hire the voice actress Ashley Johnson for additional episodes if there was going to be a villain. Personally, I would have been amused with a simple slice of life episode with no conflict that built up Terra's betrayal, but whatever. So, last we left off we were done with Season 2, and I pissed off a bunch of Terra fans. Now, for Season 3, I'm gonna piss off a bunch of Cyborg fans. This season has even better standalone episodes than Season 2. Seriously, they're really good now. One of them brings back the Red X suit, and now someone new is in the suit. It's nice to see that suit and fighting style come back, especially when Robin and Red X team up near the end. One of the episodes, Betrothed, Starfire returns to her home planet of Tamaran, and she's in an arranged marriage with a slime alien. Worse, Blackfire's taken over the planet, so Starfire has to challenge her. This is the closest thing Starfire gets to true character development. I like how she actually has a struggle with her heritage, and she finally feels most at home at Earth. Also, I really like how in this season, both Mad Mod and Mumbo get their own episodes. Mad Mod's episode, Revolution, has him taking Robin's youth, and bending reality to make everything American, British. There are so many references to British pop here. The Titans get chased down Abbey Road, Mad Mod appears as God from Monty Python, and he turns into the Blue Meanie near the end. Someone way more cultured than me would like picking at this episode so much. Mumbo gets an episode, Bunny Raven, or How to Make a Titan Animal Disappear, or Drug Trip episode number 4. Fans know what the first 3 Drug Trip episodes are. In this episode, Mumbo sucks the Titans into his hat, and they have lots of wacky fun in Mumbo's dimension, as he turns them all into animals, Beast Boy into inanimate objects. Mumbo even sings.
I've taken all your power, so lucky you will be in my show tonight.
So, the story arc of this season has the antagonist, the Hive Headmaster Brother Blood, a really hammy villain and one of the most dangerous foes in the series. He has a bunch of powers, and he plans to take over the world. The first arc episode, and surprisingly season premiere, Deception, has Cyborg infiltrating the Hive and earning Brother Blood's trust and respect. Also, Cyborg gets a crush on Jinx, cause you know, in a supervillain academy, you totally pick the girl with pink hair that's styled like demon horns. Blood is keeping everyone in the Hive under his control, except Cyborg. So Blood finds out Cyborg and manages to turn him against his team by promising to restore his humanity. LOL, JK, no he didn't. The first episode is pretty good. Blood is menacing, not like Slade levels, but he actually seems pretty promising. Cyborg gets a development too, besides that whole humanity thing, cause that's his only real conflict up until this point. But I really like this line.
I never got to finish high school because of this. And when I was at the Hive, for a while there I actually felt normal.
That is a very strong and new character moment. So, the second episode of the arc is called Wavelength. I didn't even talk about Aqualad yet. He was introduced in Season 1 and he's got Aquaman's abilities, plus hydrokinesis. The second episode brings Brother Blood back, this time with an underwater base. He looked at Cyborg's blueprint when the guy hacked into the Hive computer, and now he's building a giant sonic cannon from Cyborg's technology to destroy the city. Also, we're introduced to Bumblebee, a strong black woman who can't be influenced by no man like Brother Blood except when she is in the season finale, spoilers. Cyborg and Brother Blood face off, and he's even hammier now. He even shows Cyborg the full power of the dark side. So the Titans destroy the base and Brother Blood flees east. Finally, they introduced a new character struggle for Cyborg. He doesn't want to take orders from Robin, especially against Brother Blood, his designated archenemy. In the season finale, yes, Brother Blood only gets 2 episodes of build-up. The new Teen Titans team, the Titans East, consisting of Bumblebee, Aqualad, Speedy, and Masi Menos appear. Speedy is Green Arrow's Robin, he's okay I guess. And Masi Menos are the Speedy ones on the condition that they touch each other, and they speak only Spanish. These 2 guys feel like the most cheap source of, comedy in the whole series.
Hola, somos gemelos. Nacimos con 7 veces la habilidad para ser más rápido que el sonido, pero solo somos poderosos cuando nuestros cuerpos se rozan así. Más y menos, sí podemos.
Hey look, they're talking really fast in Spanish, haha. So, Cyborg helps the Titans East work together as a team and finish up their incomplete headquarters. Blood comes in and tells Cyborg he has a photographic memory while pounding him and unleashing his army of Cyborg bots on the Titans East. Part 1 ends with Cyborg telling Robin that he's quitting the Teen Titans to be leader of the Titans East. Oh good, the writers took note on why the first episode didn't work. Anyway, the Titans East are all under Blood's control. Cyborg and Robin argue about whether or not Cyborg is being a man. It's very good. Unfortunately, it's all downhill from here.
Yo, Speedy. So say hello to homemade spaghetti with Chef Cyborg's patented triple meat sauce.
Whoa, Cyborg! That smells incredible!
Got it,
Just my way of saying thanks for making me boss. Ah!
You're welcome.
Hey, man, what is your...
Sorry, Sparky.
Dude, tone whiplash much? So, Cyborg gets subdued by the possessed Titans East, and Brother Blood shares his new look and evil plan to make a super hive full of Cyborg students. Anyway, the Titans show up and help out Cyborg, and they make up and they fight the robots. Brother Blood kicks Cyborg's ass, stuff looks hopeless, and then...
But still you defy me! Where in this vile contraption is the part that allows you to resist?
It's not in the circuitry, is it? It's not the machine that resists you. It's me, my spirit. That's the part you can't break.
Oh my god. That's an awful way to resolve that. Is there any explanation for why Cyborg was able to absorb Blood's robots and then suddenly become completely immune to his attacks?
Are you like magic now?
Pretty sure that was a one-time deal. Blood was trying so hard to hack into my brain, I guess I sort of hacked into his.
That's the worst explanation, screw it. Cyborg learns that he was a man all along. He leaves Bumblebee in charge of the Titans East and he goes home. This arc is not good. They're using the same humanity thing for Cyborg again, though this time there's also his role as second command. That's fine. Really, the problem is Brother Blood. In his first appearance, he's quite effective. He has something to tempt Cyborg with. Then he suddenly becomes obsessed with the guy when it's demonstrated Cyborg's the only one who can resist his mind control, and he even tries to be like the guy. It comes off as kind of pathetic. There's no dread from someone that petty. Oh, your arch nemesis is your biggest fan? Where has that ever been effective?
Sure, it was difficult, but you are worth it. I mean, after all, I am your biggest fan.
Buddy?
Huh. Anyway, it doesn't work here. It's strange, because he is in almost every way more dangerous than Slade. He can control people's minds instead of manipulating them. He's superhumanly strong, and probably a better fighter than Slade. He can also project a lot of energy, and he has a photographic memory. He's more dangerous, but it's hard to take him seriously after his first episode because of his pettiness, and also because of how completely over the top he is. And no, I'm not complaining about a villain being over the top in a children's animated series. I like Mad Mod, I like Mumbo, but the series already established itself as having serious arcs, and usually lighthearted standalone episodes.
I won't stop. Not now, not ever. I am the thing that keeps you up at night. The evil that haunts every dark corner of your mind. I will never rest. And neither will you.
My friends say you're not real.
I'm very real.
Teen Titans has established itself to have what I like to call Neopets villain syndrome, which means the villains to the normal world are silly and the villains to the arcs are completely diabolical and sinister. I named after Neopets, the virtual online pet site, because I've never seen this villain syndrome done as much as it is there. The problem is Brother Blood is too silly, but the arc episodes here are still trying to pass off as serious, because Blood's gonna make all of Cyborg's friends into cyborgs as well. That's pretty dark, but that just doesn't work with Dr. Draken here. Now for Season 4. The standalone episodes are about the same quality from Season 3, very good. One episode, Troc, has Starfire dealing with a racist who keeps calling her a racial slur.
You know what it feels like to be judged simply because of how you look?
Of course I do. I'm part robot.
Ha! Bait and switch. This is the closest thing we get to a very special episode in this series. One episode, Stranded, has the Titans stranded on an alien planet, and the main focus is Starfire and Robin's attraction to each other. The last standalone episode I'll talk about is Employee of the Month, because it's completely farcical. UFOs are abducting cows and Beast Boy wants a moped, so he gets a job working at a meat restaurant, but turns out that his manager, Bob, is a cloned army of a tofu despot called the Source, and he uses cows as power and wants to blow up the Earth for no reason whatsoever. Okay, onto this arc. Raven's demon lord father, Trigon the Terrible, who we briefly encountered as a manifestation of her hate in the Season 1 episode, revives Slade, gives him magical powers, and has him go tell Raven that she has to become the key to bring Trigon to Earth. This arc is the arc that drops the ball and goes full adult-oriented, teenage-oriented storytelling. It's weird because the episode starts with the Titans fighting their harmless villain, Dr. Light, who Raven mentally scarred in Trigon's first appearance, and it's silly, and then suddenly cuts to Slade being revived. I always questioned why Trigon would revive Slade from a logical standpoint, since Slade is not demonstrated to be particularly powerful, and him being intelligent and prepared makes it more likely that he would turn on Trigon, which he eventually does, though it is Trigon's fault. Really, the only reason Slade was the one that was brought back is because the fans and the writers both really like Slade, and also need to use Slade as a lackey to make Trigon look more threatening. The Titans vs. Slade in the episode Birthmark is one of the best fights in the series. Raven stops time somehow and frees Robin, and Slade breaks free from the stop time as well to start chasing Raven to deliver Trigon's message. There's a lot of rape subtext in this episode. It's actually really uncomfortable to watch.
How did I?
You might be able to stop time, birthday girl, but you can't stop me. Time won't wait forever. You can't run away from who you are.
I can try.
You're making this much more difficult than this needs to be. What you have concealed, you shall become.
Raven sees an apocalyptic vision, and wow, this is really dark. So, the second episode of the arc is called The Prophecy. The other Titans are trying to discover what's going on with Raven and Slade. Slade shows up again and starts burning stuff. After a talk with her mother, Raven comes back and realizes that Slade is under orders not to harm Raven. Thus, she kicks his ass. After that, the Titans learn of the prophecy and that Trigon is Raven's father. Raven is really enjoying brooding in this season.
And the way he gets here is through me. I'm not just a person. I'm a portal.
But Raven, why you?
Because Trigon is my father.
It's worse than Robin's brooding whenever Slade was mentioned in the previous seasons.
I told them exactly where Slade put the generators. I should have gone to find them myself.
So, Raven is sad because she's destined to bring Trigon into the world, and basically it's completely inevitable. Alright, this is going to sound brutal, but it seems like sneaking up on Raven and shooting her in the back of the head is a pretty solid solution to this problem. Look, Raven, I like you and all, but one life versus the whole universe. Come on. No, of course not. We have 2 episodes of build-up, but unlike the last arc, both episodes did exactly what they needed to do and say. We didn't linger on it. It would have gotten too melodramatic, and I would have started hating it. Well, maybe an origin episode of Trigon tricking Raven's mother would have been interesting. In the season at the time series finale called The End, it opens with Robin uncharacteristically not emo even though Slade is at large, and commenting about the beauty of a sunrise and a brand new day. It's really weird, but for some reason the writers thought that Robin should be the optimist of the team this season. In fact, Raven's go-to for comfort is Robin in this arc. The Beast Boy Raven shippers are not amused by this decision. So Raven acts uncharacteristic too. She's trying to give her friends the best day ever before she has to bring about the end of the world. They put Raven into a containment cage while Slade marches to the tower with an army of the damned. Army of the scorched. This whole time, Trigon has been telling Raven to end her friend's suffering and go peacefully. She does, and she gives her friend some of her power. Also, Trigon refuses to give Slade his flesh back. Oh no, an untrustworthy demon! Who could have foreseen this? So, Raven becomes the portal and Trigon rises, and his first step is to immediately turn everyone on Earth to stone and make the sky's blood red. The other Titans were protected by Raven's spell, and they have some of her power, so naturally their first course of action is try to attack Trigon, who's just chilling on Titan's tower as a throne, but that goes about as well as you'd expect. Slade comes to tell the Titans that Raven is still alive, and that one person, in this case Robin, needs to go with Slade on a journey to the center of the Earth, down the portal Trigon rose out of, while the other 3 wield a Ring of Azar, given to them by Slade to protect themselves from Trigon as they distract him while he's gathering power. So Starfire, Beast Boy, and Cyborg go get Trigon's attention, who responds by making them face their shadows, their true selves, who know all their insecurities and weaknesses. So the episode just managed to become personal for everyone now. Not just Raven, who has to fight her fate, and Robin, who has to work with Slade. By the way, Robin fighting lava demons with Slade is even cooler than Robin teaming up with Red X. Slade explains that after he died, he got recruited by Trigon, and actually anticipated that Trigon was going to betray and kill him, which is why he had the Ring of Azar as a failsafe. Look at this badass here. Also, Robin has a sword. Robin finds a child version of Raven while Slade goes to get his humanity back. The child version of Raven pretends not to remember anything and appears to not be of any use, as all the power she had came from her father. The three Titans decide to stop trying to face themselves and decide to defeat each other. Well, that theme just got punched in the face. Not that it means anything because Trigon summons an army of lava demons anyway to chase the three Titans down, until he redirects them to conquer other planets. Slade also beats up Pyramid Head and gets his humanity back, as well as a big flaming double-sided axe. So when everyone reunites and we find the Ring of Azar destroyed, our heroes captured, it's the darkest hour. But then suddenly, Slade comes down from the heavens and slices one of Trigon's horns, or part of his crown, I'm not sure, but it hurts him, and the Titans all attack. When they're defeated yet somehow not killed by Trigon's energy beam, Raven suddenly gets her power and destroys Trigon, restoring the Earth as well. Robin congratulates Raven for holding on to hope despite her fate, and they all party. So, this arc is also resolved through Deus Ex Machina. Well, not entirely. Raven had the power all along, not really explained how. It was kind of alluded to, but not clear. Ah, screw it, magic got it. This is a finale. The entire universe is saved. Raven fought her fate. The arc works not just because Slade and Trigon are effective villains, but because Raven, unlike Terra, has enough character to focus on. She hides much of herself and her emotions because they can hurt people, and she really wants to do good, but she feels bound to her destiny to a nigh omnipotent demon lord, yet actively tries to resist it. There's real emotional weight there. It's not just, no one understands me, will you accept me, even if I betray you? These stakes are huge, the whole universe is in danger here. This is really grim, but so satisfying at the end to see Raven stand up for herself. So, how do you follow this up? Who are we fighting in the next season? We just fought the closest thing to Satan in the DC universe. Darkseid, Anti-Monitor, Necron, Brainiac.
Presenting the most eligible landowner in all Hertfordshire, Mr. Brainley. I'm a gigantic brain!
Oh, that was kinda close. Season 5 opens with a two-parter. Beast Boy's past team, the Doom Patrol, are at odds with the supervillain organization, the Brotherhood of Evil. By the way, that's the worst name for a supervillain group I've ever heard. We're the Brotherhood of Evil, All you need to know about the Doom Patrol is that Mento, the leader, is a candy. Also, he's a moron and a jerk. Mento goes to find the Brotherhood of Evil by charging head-on, cool with losing his guys, and refuses to let Beast Boy call for help. Anyway, Beast Boy finally matures when he's able to stand up to Mento, who is his father figure. There's a battle, and the heroes win. The Brain decides to call all of the Titans' former foes, and is determined to crush the Teen Titans now. Of course, with a force of over 30 supervillains, including Cinderblock, Plasmus, and Malchior, a dragon, they could easily storm the tower and take on all 5 of the Titans, but it's not like I know more about basic strategy than a disembodied brain that plays chess, right? Because chess is for smart people. So, I haven't actually introduced the members of the Brotherhood of Evil yet. We have Madame Rouge, a merciless woman with a sexy fake accent and complete control of her body. Stretching, shaping, appearance changing, yeah. General Immortus, a guy who knows a ton of military strategy. Monsieur Malat, sorry, I tend to get them confused. A super intelligent gorilla and Brain's second in command. And the Brain, a brain in a jar. He's completely unable to do anything on his own. Move, defend himself. Dude, Brain, take a lesson from your Young Justice version. Or better yet, Dr. Wheelo. Like a battle suit would be nice. Wheelos was strong enough to destroy the Earth. These villains are really gimmicky, but they don't really act comical or over the top. However, there's the Brain's voice. Look, I know it's hard to hold a candle against Slade and Trigon.
You're the one who is hurting her. Let her go.
I am not the one hurting them. You are.
But the big bad of the final season should not sound less intimidating than Dr. Draken. Also, I guess their plan to simply spread evil can be viewed as pretty comical too.
Not to worry, Monsieur Mala. In the end, evil always prevails. Wherever there are Titans, we will be there to stop them. Evil will prevail.
The standalone episodes are not up to the quality of seasons 3 and 4, which were carried by a good sense of fun. However, that's okay because there's like 4 standalone episodes. One is the Titans East facing off against Control Freak, a nerdy supervillain. One has this Russian guy named Red Star, the original Starfire in the comics. One is the origin story to the Titans. It would have been better as the pilot, by the way. It's not like Beast Boy's status as an ex-member of the Doom Patrol was a big reveal or anything. And there's a racing episode. Its main highlight is that it features Red X prominently. The majority of Season 5 is the arc. It's the Titans playing against the Brotherhood of Evil to secure young superheroes with communicators, and it all leads to a big fight. In the season, we're also introduced to Kid Flash, played by Flash from Justice League, and he acts the same too. Awesome.
When you're as fast as me, time is something you've got plenty of. Croissant?
He's also into Jinx. There's a ton of others, but once again, the use of a majority of the budget on animation makes it so that there's not enough for voice actors. So voice actors tend to voice multiple characters. And episodes without the guest voice actor, the character simply doesn't speak. I wanted to hear Malcolm McDowell as Mad Mod again, but that never happened even though he appeared like 3 times. So in the finale, Robin is about to gather all the Titans, but the Brain has a communicator, so he intercepts the messages and coordinates a large series of ambushes, with villains outnumbering the heroes. The Brain manages to catch many of the Titans and freeze them, and Robin breaks the communication so the members not captured have no way of getting in touch with each other. Beast Boy is forced to lead the counterattack against the Brain. Even though there's no communication, somehow the remaining Titans know where to meet up. It seems like all hope is lost when the group is caught and outnumbered, until Beast Boy's backup shows up, somehow even though they lost contact, and there's a huge fight, and the Titans win. To finish it off, when Dr. Light is robbing the bank, the Titans bring him a surprise, like 25 more of them. This is a good finale. They tried their best to follow up Season 4's grand finale feel, and they did a good job at it. With probably the most refined and complete story writing the series has yet, not at DCAU level, but they really tried. And it came with a very large number of character cameos. However, I don't think I can walk out of this without addressing the epilogue, an episode called Things Change. This episode made a lot of fans upset. After beating the Brotherhood of Evil, the Titans have seen that since they were gone, the cities change. All the places they used to love visiting are gone. There are 2 plots in this story. The Titans chasing a white monster that's really hard to catch, and Beast Boy finding that Terra has mysteriously returned but with none of her old personality traits or powers. She just wants to be normal and left alone. Slade actually comes down on Beast Boy, telling him to leave her alone and let her forget her past, and Beast Boy responds by actively trying to murder the guy, except he's a robot double. Slade is right. Terra's done some pretty terrible things, and all she's wanted is to be accepted. And this is a second chance she's never going to get again. She wants to seize it and leave the Teen Titans behind. I actually think this is a decent way to tie up the Terra arc because it felt incomplete, and this makes me kind of forgive her for acting so melodramatic in her arc. The problem with this episode is that it has no business being the last episode. Look, you want to do a abnormal finale? You can make a slower, sadder version of the opening theme song, or make the origin story the finale. That's creative. This is also a children's cartoon. Don Bluth says that children can handle anything you throw at them as long as you give them a happy ending. This says that in life, some things that you think are going to return to the past simply aren't, and you have to live with it. It feels like The Great Gatsby. Also, this episode made too many loose ends. I'm pretty sure that Terra is choosing not to remember because that makes more sense from a storytelling standpoint, and there are subtle hints.
You laugh like her? Don't you remember anything from before?
But who is this white monster? Okay, that's not really relevant. But there's no decisive thing on Slade. He never physically appeared in this episode. I'm actually kind of convinced that this episode was made so Slade could appear in every season. This episode is a good resolution to Terra's arc, but not a good ending to the Titans' adventure, and this show is about the Titans, not Terra. Also, there's the movie, released after Things Change, called Trouble in Tokyo. Personally, I prefer Things Change as the finale because it at least gave us something to remember and talk about. Trouble in Tokyo is a really generic extended episode, and the only reason it exists at all is because fans wanted this.
I will obey the traffic rules. Teen Titans!
Oh my bad, this. So in the end, the show's strengths are the character development, good comedy, very smooth animation, and a strong stylistic charm. As well as in the 4th and 5th season, the writers actually started to do some pretty good storytelling. The weaknesses of the series is that some characters are a bit more bland or annoying. 2 of the arcs don't work very well. It has massive tone problems. And looking back, there's a little bit too much angst to love it as much as I did when I was a kid, and boy did I love it. And then there's Teen Titans Go. I'll address that at some point, but I don't want to right now.
Double M, playing Cards of Solitude alone again?
Yes, Joffrey. It clears my mind.
Can I play?
No. You don't understand what solitude is, do you?
At the very least, it'll help you forget about Tyra.
If that's your goal, you're doing a great job there, Joff.
Why did all the buildings look like that, though?
That's just the conditions there.
It's a miracle that we managed to move around the city the way we did with that many guards.
You'd get used to it after a while. We've mapped out their routes, so you just learn to memorize them.
My lady!
You guys go hang around the bridge. I need to talk to Double M. The kid is not an agent, and I looked at the communicator. I can't track the other ones.
How could you be so sure? Did you use a truth serum on him?
No, I didn't need to. I talked to him for a while. He's just a normal kid from a mostly peaceful planet.
Go look at the communicator again.
I have been quite thorough in my analysis.
Are you being insubordinate, Rosette?
No. But you used to trust people, Teron.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
You're really considering joining the Freedom Warriors? Oh, joy! We can have a celebration with lots of cake!
Yeah, okay, we can do all those things. We'll even... Uh-oh.
Earthboy, how are you enjoying the base?
Yeah, not looking forward to a casual chat with my kidnapper.
That was a mistake. I'm sure Rosette offered to return you home.
Actually, I'm thinking of joining the team. Do some good for the universe. Even leave behind my reviewing for it.
Isn't it a bit risky for you to consider this?
Well, what if Kothlon's forces catch me? What will happen?
If you don't have telepathic protection, he can directly stimulate your pain receptors. And the FF are known for their brutal electrical tortures. But it won't be that bad for you.
You sure about that? Seems pretty bad.
He can't take from you what he took from me.
Hey, are you okay?
The Master wants your wife alive. He didn't say anything about your daughter.
No! Tyra!
Don't worry. You can just make another. Oh, not quite, since she's coming with us. It really is delightful to hear the screaming echo and orchestra reaching a crescendo before it cuts silent. Forever.
You bastard! I will never forgive you!
What's it matter, hero? You're gonna die. Right now. Damn it, men! Fall back! You live for today. We'll meet again.
Hey, Mr. Magnetic, are you alright? You kinda went into a very intense staring contest with that window.
If you get caught by them, pray.
Pray for...
death. Pray for death.
Double M, it was right that you had me look over the communicator again. There was a tracker on it. It's a magical tracker. Mystic found it.
What? So he knows where we are?
Yes.
You boy! I... Talk, or you're going to the brig.
It's not his fault.
What did you just say?
He is not the one responsible for this. Does he look like he knows magic? And that doesn't matter right now. We have two options. We can either run or engage.